Hello everyone, it's Sean, and I'm slowly rearranging the toy room so that I can get everything that I'm going to open on 2 shelves. So these Origins figures I'll open. Well, the Vintage are already open, but eventually I'm going to transform this into a Origins and Vintage shelf. I'm going to put the Star Wars figures under here and put the what I'm not going to open of Origins on this display. And you can see here the next 3 Origins figures I am going to open. And the Star Wars backdrop. So I'm going to do a bit of sorting and I'll be back. Okay, so there we go. That is a better picture of what I'm not actually going to open at this time. Castle Grayskull's up here until it's opened. The Cloud City Carbon Freezing Chamber will move over to this shelf once Castle Grayskull is opened, and it can fit over there. And for right now, the 40th anniversary He-Man figures are in front of, well, the 40th anniversary He-Man figures in front of Castle Grayskull right now, and Wondar's in front of Snake Mountain. That helps because he's further away from the sun, also. So now, I'm going to take the Star Wars figures, and I'm going to arrange them by movie onto each of the 3 remaining shelves. So I'll do that, and I'll take some pictures, and I'll be back. I can just fit all my Mandalorian figures into one long picture here. And here we go. The prequel trilogy figures, not that many of them, but they'll go on the shelf first. These are some of the original issue prequel figures that will go on the shelf next. Alright, so here we go. I've got the Phantom Menace 5 deep, Attack of the Clones 5 deep, and Obi-Wan Kenobi 5 deep. Of course, I only have two of the regular Kenner Rogue One figures. And these are the 3 figures I have from Star Wars. Now, it's possible the Shadow Stormtrooper and the Electrostaff Purge Trooper are not from Star Wars itself, the movie, but from Jedi Fallen Order and Force Unleashed, as you can see. But they're in the same area, so they'll go on the shelf with the original trilogy. Then I have my 3 Empire Strikes Back figures. Now, the Retro Lando stays in his package because I already opened the non-retro one for the Cloud City. So I'm going to put him on the shelf. I think I have enough room on the shelves that I can afford to put them on 4 deep now. They'll still be 4 across, so that should work. And here are the Return of the Jedi figures. I'll see if I can get them wide enough that you can see each card back and each figure at the same time. And make them alphabetical. Alright, here we go. There is the picture of the Return of the Jedi figures. And I'm going to put them on the shelf now. And then we'll move on to the after Return of the Jedi. So then we'll get into the Mandalorian figures. So here's a good picture of the first shelf. There's a picture of the top shelf with the prototype figures and Castle Grayskull. And here's a picture of the progress of the second shelf. Again, 4 deep instead of 5 deep. I just did 5 deep on the top shelf in case I ran out of room. But so far, so good. Because you can fit 16 on a shelf. 20 if you stretch it. So there is a picture of all the Mandalorian figures I possess. 17. Now there's room for 4 more on that shelf. And 16 on there, so that means I'll be able to delve into the sequel trilogy, of which I only have 3 or 4 figures. So I think I calculated it almost exactly correct, so we'll see. So there is the second shelf complete now. There you go. And I'll move on to the third one. Then I'll take a picture of the entire shelf. That's lucky. I have 4 more spaces on the shelf. I have 1 more Return of the Jedi figure and 3 Force Awakens figures. So that's perfect. Oh, and Last Jedi. 1 Last Jedi. So I'll put those on the shelf and then we'll get a good... So there we are. There is the best picture I can get of all the figures on the shelf. What I have left will fit into the empty spot on this shelf. Alright, so there we are. There is the updated shelf. And of course, you have figures still down here, but that's G.I. Joe and Ninja Turtles. And once I start opening the Star Wars figures, I'm going to use something like this. And I have a couple other shelves like that. Put them on the shelves, and they'll help, especially a multi-level one. A shelf like this one, and these two that have little rails almost as if to keep the figures from falling over. So all these little shelves I bought for a few dollars each from the Value Village. And this one also will come in handy when I put them on the other display shelves. So that's all for now for Sean's toy room. And here is another angle of the new toy shelves as they stand right now, but give one moment. So there are the Rainbow Chewie prototype figures, with the Return of the Jedi as a nice back behind them. So there is the mostly Star Wars recent release figure shelf with the Castle Grayskull on the top. Of course, that won't be permanent. And here's the best angle I can get of the not going to be open Motu shelf with, of course, the Cloud City playset in the background. And here's a picture of my revised Motu Vintage Origins shelf. 40th Anniversary Masterverse He-Man, and the Wondar figure in front of the Vintage Snake Mountain and the Castle Grayskull. So that's all for now for the rearranging of Sean's toy room. Everything works a lot better now, and the stuff I'm not going to open is safe and protected in the far corner where it can't be disturbed or accidentally damaged. Those Star Wars figures will eventually be opened and put on those small shelving units, kind of like that I already showed you. In fact, they may sit on that area right there, which will free up this shelf for more layouts like G.I. Joe or Masters of the Universe, perhaps. We'll see how it works out. Anyway, that's all for now. And we'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.